So students, yesterday we have solved the problems on the standard deviation of ungroup data. Now the third type on the standard deviation, that is here for group data. Standard deviation sigma equals to square root of summation of f into x square upon summation of f minus x bar square. So near about the same formula here, where x is where x is the mid value of the respective class intervals. Respective class intervals. That is only the difference. Yesterday we have taken x as the given values of x are directly given. Here we have to first find out the value of x, that is the mid value of that one. That means L1 plus L2 divided by 2. L1 means lower limit of that class interval, L2 means the upper limit of the class interval. So L1 plus L2 divided by 2. So again we have to get first the value of x and then substituting all this, then find out x bar. For x bar we require again summation of fx, then x square, then the product of fx square and its summation. So that is the formula for group type of data to find the standard deviation. Now let us solve the problem on that standard deviation. See here, the problem is find mean and standard deviation find mean and standard deviation for, I write here class intervals, class intervals and frequency. Class intervals are 0 to 20, then 20 to 40, then 40 to 60, then comes 60 to 80, and the last one is 80 to 100. 60 to 80 and the last one is 80 to 100. The frequencies are, say here it is 5, 8, 8 plus 5, 13, plus 4, 17, 1 and 2. 8 plus 5, 13, 13 plus 4, 17, 1, 18, plus 2, 20. Now you have to find the mean and standard deviation for this data. So I write, first we have to prepare the table. Here it comes the class intervals. Then the value of x is equals to L1 plus L2 divided by 2. Then the frequency, that is f. So let us write the class interval 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, then comes 60 to 80, and the last one is 80 to 100. The frequencies are given 5, 8, 4, 1 and 2. Sorry. Frequencies here, that is 5, 8, 4, 1 and 2. Now the values of x, 0, L1 plus L2, that is 0 plus 20, 20 divided by 2, that means this is 10, 20 plus 40, 60 divided by 2, that means this is 30, this will be 50, this will be 70, and this will be 90. We have to find out the summation of f. So summation of f means 8 plus 5 13 plus 4 17, 18 plus 2 20. So that is summation of f. Then next comes f into x. F into x. For f into x, see, this is 10 into 5, that is 50. 30 into 8, 8 3s are 24, so that is 240. 50 into 4, that means 200. 70 into 1, that is 70. 90 into 2, that is 180. Now, if you find the sum of these values, then the sum of the values that comes here, let us calculate. It is 50 plus 240 plus 200 plus 70 plus 180. That comes 740. This is equals to 740. After that, we have to find out the value of x square. X square. Now, x square means this one. 10 square, that is 100. 30 square, 900. 50 square, 2500. 70 square, 7 square is 49, that means 4900. 90 square, 9 square is 81, so that will be 8100. So these are the value of x square. The next is f into x square. F means this one into x square. So 100 into 5, 5 into 100, that will be equals to 500. 900 into 8, 9 8s are 72, so that will be 7200. 2500 into 4, 25 4s are 100, so this is 100 and 00. 1 into this much, 1 into 4900, so that will be equals to 4900. 8100 into 2, 81 into 2, that is 162, so this will be 16200. 1600 and 200. 2 into 8100, 1600 and 200. So these are the values of fx square. Now we have to find the sum of this fx square. So let us find out it. 0 0 0 0 0 0, then 9 plus 2 11, 11 plus 2 13, 13 plus 5 18, that is 8 carry 1, 6 plus 1 7, 7 plus 4 11, 11 plus 7 18, again 8 carry 1, 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 8 8 0 0. Let us check it whether it is correct or not. So 500 plus 7200 plus 1000 10,000 plus 4,900 plus 16,200, 38,800. So that is the value of fx square. Now we have to find out the mean and the standard deviation. We have to find mean and standard deviation. So before that, I write the value of summation of, we have got summation of f is equals to 20. Summation of fx is equals to 740. Then summation of fx square is equals to 38,800. So the values of mean x bar equals to summation of fx upon summation of f is equals to summation of fx, that comes 740 divided by 20. So 740 divided by 20, 740 divided by 20 is equals to 37. The value of x bar equals to 37. Then sigma equals to square root of summation of fx square divided by summation of f minus x bar square is equals to square root of summation of fx square value, that is 38,800, divided by summation of f is equals to 20 minus x bar square, that means 37 square. So let us calculate it. 38,800 divided by 20, that comes 1940, equals to square root of 1940 minus 37 square. 37 square, it is 1369. 1369 is equals to, now 1940 minus 1369, it comes 571. Square root of 571. So now it's square root of 571, that comes the value of 23.8956 is equals to 23.8956. That is the value of sigma for group type of data. The process is similar to the ungroup type of data. The process is similar to the previous problems. So in this way you can find out the standard deviation for a class group type of data having the class intervals. Now the next sum is here. Find the mean and standard deviation. Find the mean and standard deviation for expenditure below and number of students. Expenditure below 10, the number of students are 6. Below 20, the number of students are 16. Below 30, the number of students are 28. Below 40, the number of students are 38. And below 50, the number of students are 46. So we have to find out the mean and standard deviation for this one. Now see here is some little changes there. Some little tricky problem is this one. Expenditure below 10. Below 10, that means from 0 to 10 there are 6 students. From 0 to 10 there are 6 students. Expenditure below 20. The students who are spending the money below 10 rupees are 6 students. The students who are spending up to 20, the total number of students who are spending the money up to 20 rupees are 16. But out of those 16 students, 6 students, they spend only up to 10 rupees. That means the difference of these two, 6 and 16, that will be equal to 16 minus 6, so 10. That means 10 to 20, there are, in between 10 to 20, there are 10 students. I explain again. Expenditure below 10. If you consider the in rupees, there are in all 6 students who spend 10 rupees per week. There are 16 students who spend up to 20 rupees. But up to 20, that included 10 also. So up to 10, there are 6. That means out of 16, the remaining how much? 16 minus 6, 10. 10 will spend in between rupees 10 to 20. Then next comes in between 20 to 30. Up to 30, there are 28 students. Up to 30, there are 28 students. But up to 20, in all there are 16. That means the number of students who spend between 20 rupees to 30 rupees are 28 minus 16. And 28 minus 16, that means equals to 12. The number of students, total number of students who scored up to 40 rupees are 38. But that also include up to 30. So up to 30 there are 28. So in between 30 to 40, 38 minus 28, that means 30 to 40, 38 minus 28, that means there are 10 students. Now total number of students spending 50 rupees are 46. But up to 40, total number of students are 38. So in between 40 to 50, the number of students will be 46 minus 38, that means that will be 8. So this is the class, these are the class interval, and this is the frequency. I repeat again. Say the expenditure below 10 rupees. There are 10 below 10 rupees. There are in all 6 students. 10 rupees, that means expenditure below 10, that means it starts from 0 to 10. So in between 0 to 10, there are 6 students. Expenditure below 20, total number of students are 16. Out of that, 6 goes for 0 to 10. So for in between 10 to 20, 16 minus 6, that is 10. In between 20 to 30, 28 minus 16, that will be 12. In between 30 to 40, 38 minus 28, that is 12. Sorry, 38 minus 28, that will be 10. And in between 50 to 40, 46 minus 38, that will be equals to 8. Now our given data is in the form of class interval and frequency 0 to 10, 6, 10 to 20, 10, 20 to 30, 12, 30 to 40, 10, 40 to 50, 8. Now prepare the table. So the first comes the class interval. Then the second is x. X equals to again L1 plus L2 divided by 2. The third column is frequency, that is f. We write the class interval. First one is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and the last one is 40 to 50. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50. The frequencies are 86, next one is 10, then 12, then again 10 and 8. So the sum is 46. In the problem it was given that expenditure below 20, total number of students are 46. Or if you find the sum of these one, you will get 46. Let us check. 10 plus 6, 16 plus 12, 28 plus 10, 38 plus 8, 46. Now the value of x, L1 plus L2 plus 2, 0 plus 10, 10, 10 by 2, that means 5. This will be 15, this will be 25, this will be 35, and this will be 45. 50 plus 40, 90. 90 upon 2 is 45. 40 plus 30 is 70 upon 2 is 35. 30 plus 20, 50. 50 upon 2 is 25. 20 plus 10 is 30. 30 upon 2 is 15. So we have got the value of x, f. Our next column comes, that is f into x. Next column is f into x. F into x, that means 6 into 5, 30. 15 into 10, 150. 25 into 12, so 25 tens are is 1 250. It is 300. Let us check it. 25 into 12, 300. 35 into 10, that is 350. And 45 into 8, that comes 360. So again, the sum of this is plus 350 plus 300 plus 150 plus 30, 1190. Five plus 3, 8, 8 plus 5, 13 plus 6, 19, 1190. Now x square. X square, that means this value square. That is 5 square is 25. 15 square, 225. 25 square, 625. Then 35 square, 1225. 1225. And 45 square, 2025. 2025. Then next column is f into x square. F into x square. F into x square, that means 6 into 25. So 25 6 that is 150. 225 into 10. 225 into 10, that will be 2250. 625 into 12. 625 into 12. That comes 7500. Then 1225 into 10. So it will be 12250. And 2025 into 8. 2025 into 8. It is equals to 16,200. Now find out the sum of this one. 16,200 plus 12250 plus 7500 plus 2250 plus 150. That comes 38,350. 38,350. So we have got all the values. We have got summation of f. So I write here summation of f is equals to 46. Summation of fx, that is equals to 1190. Summation of f into x square is equals to 38,350. So mean x bar equals to summation of fx upon summation of f, that is equals to 1190 upon summation of fx is 1190 divided by summation of f is 46. So the value of x bar equals to let us find it. 1190 divided by 46, it comes 25.86. 25.869. The value of x bar is 25.869. Then sigma is equals to square root of summation of fx square divided by summation of f minus x bar square. Let us substitute values. Summation of fx square we have got 38,350 divided by summation of f, that is 46, minus x bar square 25.869 the square is equals to square root of 38350 divided by 46. It is 833.69, 833.695 minus 25.869 the square, 669.205 equals to square root of 833.695 minus 669.205, 164.49, 164.49, and its value is square root of 12.825, 12.825, that is the standard deviation for the given frequency distribution. So that's all about the standard deviation. We have seen the standard deviation for series, we have seen the standard deviation for ungrouped type of data, as well as we have seen the standard deviation for group type of data, that means the class including the class intervals. Now the next topic from our syllabus, that means under the heading of measures of dispersion, is coefficient of variation. Coefficient of variance. First we have seen the first as range, second one as the mean deviation, third one is the standard deviation, and the fourth one is variance and coefficient of variance. The fourth one is variance and coefficient of variance. Now here variance is equals to sigma square, and that means standard deviation square is equals to standard deviation square, and coefficient of variation it is denoted by C dot V. Coefficient of variance means CV is equals to sigma upon x bar into 100, and that means standard deviation divided by mean into 100. Now that coefficient of variance is used to compare the set of two values. Coefficient of variance is used to set of two data to find out which one is less variable and which one is most variable. Generally, the set of data having the minimum coefficient of variance is more consistent than the set of data whose coefficient of variance is larger. So I write here the CV, that means coefficient of variation, is used to compare the variation of two or more sets of two or more sets. A set having maximum coefficient of variance, maximum coefficient of variance is less consistent, is less consistent. A set having maximum coefficient of variance is less consistent. That means if you are comparing the two sets, say A and B, if CV of A is greater than CV of B, then the set B will be more consistent than that of set A. Or if CV of A is less than CV of B, then set A will be more consistent than that of set B. For example, I write here. For example, if CV of A is less than CV of B, then set A is more consistent than set B. So the set whose coefficient of variance is less, that will be more consistent, and the set whose coefficient of variance is more or greater, it will be less consistent. Now we will solve one problem each on all type of data, that means on series, on ungrouped data, as well as on group data, on variance and coefficient of variance. Actually, we have done all these things. We have done the mean. Also, we have done the sigma. So I can say that it is the complete revision of how to find out the mean and to find out the sigma. Let us solve the first problem. Find mean, standard deviation, variance, and coefficient of variance for, let us say, 10, 9, 8, 12 and 5. We have to find mean, standard deviation, variance and coefficient of variance for 10, 9, 8, 12 and 5. So first we have to find out the, that means what we have to find? First we have to find out the x bar, then sigma. From x bar and sigma we will get CV as well as the variance, that means sigma square. So to find out that, let us say this is x and this one is x square. We require x and x square for finding the value of sigma. We have done already this one, 10, 9, 8, 12 and 5. So the value of n, n means number of observations. What is n here? N is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 observations are there. The sum of x, 19 plus 8 or 12 plus 8 20, 20 plus 10 30, plus 9 35, 39, 39 plus 5 44. Let us verify again it. What is the exact value? 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 12 plus 5. That comes 44. Then x square, that is 100, 81, 64, 144 and 25. So this is the value of x square. Now we have to find out x bar. The value of x bar equals to summation of x upon n. So we have got the summation of x, that is equals to 44 divided by n. N is 5. So 44 by 5, 44 divided by 5, it comes 8.8. This is equals to 8.8. Then sigma equals to square root of summation of x square upon n minus x bar square. So that is square root of summation of x square. We have got summation of x square 100 plus 81 plus 64 plus 144 plus 25. That is 414. This is 414. So 414 divided by n, that is 5, minus 8.8 the square, equals to, now you can calculate it directly, square root of 414 divided by 5 minus 8.8 the square equals to 2.315. This is the complete calculation is 2.315. So the value of sigma equals to 2.315. Now we have to find mean. We have found mean. Then standard deviation that we have got. Then comes the variance. So variance equals to sigma square, and that is equals to 2.315 the square, which comes 2.315 the square, 5.359. 5.359. Then coefficient of variation is equals to, our formula is sigma upon x bar into 100. Substituting value sigma, we have got the value of sigma as sigma as 2.315. 2.315 divided by x bar. X bar we have got 8.8 into 100. If we calculate it, we get 2.315 divided by 8.8 into 100, that is 26.30. 26.30. So that is mean, standard deviation, variance, coefficient of variance for the given series. In this way you can find out all the four values for all type of data. It may be a series, it may be a ungrouped type of data, or it may be a grouped type of data. That's it for today. In the next period we will continue the same topic, that means variance and coefficient of variance and comparison of two groups. Okay, bye.